Kristen and Darren, Vermont health officials say there are fewer than 10,000 TB cases in the U.S. every year, and there are a few each year in Vermont. Officials say even though 8 more people are infected with TB, it's safe for them to return to school.
Tuberculosis is a rare disease.
Health officials say there's still just 1 case of active tuberculosis in Vermont, but 8 people who come into regular contact with her now have a latent form of the disease.
In this first round, we found 8 positives at the school. So this is 8 skin test positive results. This means that the individuals are infected with TB. It does not mean that they're sick.
Tuberculosis is an uncommon bacterial disease that attacks the lungs. Charlotte Central School teacher Laura Hall has active TB, which means she's showing symptoms and can spread it. It's unclear how she got it and when. 7 students and 1 adult at Charlotte were found to have latent TB, which means they're not showing symptoms and are safe to be around. The Vermont Department of Health says no one at Freedom Range Children's Center in Colchester was found to have TB. The daycare is another place where Hall works, but the search for others who may have TB isn't over.
Identify those that may have been exposed and those that may need further preventive medicines to prevent them from becoming active tuberculosis cases.
150 people at Charlotte Central were tested for TB by means of a skin test. 17 children in Colchester were tested too. Even though most tests came back negative, these people will be tested again. The health department says these are the people who had the most contact with Hall, who was diagnosed earlier this month.
Anyone who was exposed within the last couple months to the index case might not have had time for their body to show a reaction on the skin test. So anyone who is negative in this first round will be tested again in 8 to 10 weeks. So we may indeed find additional positives when we do that second round of testing.
The 8 people who tested positive will be treated with antibiotics to try to prevent their latent TB from becoming active. Symptoms of tuberculosis include coughing, which is how the disease is spread. The health department says Charlotte citizens should be on the lookout for signs of TB as the investigation continues.
People in the Charlotte school community should have a higher index of suspicion for cough illness, especially cough illness that doesn't resolve after several weeks.
The health department says there have been investigations like this one before. There was TB at a Vermont high school a few years ago where they found some positives. Those people were effectively treated. Kristen?
Logan, thank you very much.